Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. On this channel I like to share content mostly related to graphic design, so if that sounds like something you would like, feel free to subscribe. Now let's get started with this video. So the concept today is to take a random object from my house and to redesign it and rebrand it to match my personal style. I've decided to work with this shower gel I've been using recently. It's a nice shower gel and it has a pretty good score on Yuka. But as you can see, the design of the bottle isn't anything really exciting. Therefore, I saw it as the perfect opportunity to give it a fresh new look. So the first thing I wanted to concentrate on was revamping the name of the shower gel. I wanted to do something more fun with the word pure. Although the brand is called La Cura, I think, I still wanted the name of the shower gel to be the main element of the design. So the first thing I did was sketch out a concept I had in mind for the logo. I wanted to incorporate a little water droplet into the name, symbolizing freshness, transparency, clean water and all that good stuff. So the idea was to incorporate the drop-like icon into the letter U. Because it's one of the middle letters, I thought it would stand out really well this way. So then I started selecting some fonts. I first started searching for fonts on Google Fonts, but then I switched to Illustrator. I figured I already had a lot of fonts saved on my computer, so I wanted to use one of the fonts I already had installed. So I was hesitating between using a really simple sans font or using a serif font to give the brand a more high-end aesthetic in line with my personal style. I really like this font because the letters kind of have leafy-like shapes. I thought this could be nice to use because we're designing a natural product, but then I decided not to use it because it would make the logo overly complicated if I also wanted to include my original idea of the water droplet. And eventually I found this font, which I found really elegant because it has the differences in contrast, but it is still simple enough to use in a more minimal design. With the concept in mind, I started incorporating the water droplet into the logo. I used an icon of a drop of water as a reference. I selected and crafted one side and duplicated to mirror the other to obtain a shape that resembles a letter U. To ensure coherence, I adjusted the thickness to match the rest of the letters and added finishing lines borrowed from the letter R. Here I realized that the look of the letter also resembled a vase-like shape. This made me think of images of Greek bathhouses like this one, and I later used this idea as inspiration for the color palette. Here I'm just trying to get the shape of the letter right. I'm adding some contrast, as you can find in the rounding of the letter P. And lastly, I tried to make the letter proportionate to the rest of the letters, not too big, not too small. And once I was happy with the result of the shower gel's name, it was time to move on to the design of the actual bottle itself. I already crafted a color palette using this website. I love using this website because you can generate a palette and get a quick overview of the colors side by side. Here I'm simply copying and placing all of the elements of the original bottle onto my artboard. To maintain a cohesiveness, I decided to incorporate a droplet shape into the background, echoing the reference used in the name. This not only ties back to the water droplet inspired concept, but it also adds a visual pleasing element to the overall design. Here I made a little flower-like shape to use as a playful element in the design. On the original bottle, the fact that it is a shower gel was mentioned twice, once in French, Dutch and German, because those are the official languages in Belgium, and once in English. And in English it said gently cleansing shower gel, which I found more meaningful than just saying it's a shower gel. So I decided to only use that wording. And I just realized that I put gently cleaning shower gel on my design instead of gently cleansing shower gel. So yeah, please just ignore that mistake. At this stage, I added the key characteristics of the shower gel. On the original bottle, the characteristic of pH skin neutral was put separately. For me, it made more sense to combine this with the other two characteristics, just again to simplify the design. The element I struggled most with to incorporate into the design was the delicate care tagline. I tried placing it under the pure naming, but it just looked off. That was actually the reason I used the droplet shape in the background in the first place, because I wanted to use it as a unifying element between the name and the tagline. Throughout the process, you'll see me toggling between a pale pink background and a white one. Eventually, I opted for a white background because it accentuates the pureness of the product. Finally, I came up with this panel-like background created of droplets, which I really liked. Here I'm switching from Illustrator to Photoshop to make a mock-up of the packaging. This shift forced me to relocate certain elements because they didn't look as good on the 3D mock-up as they did on the 2D Illustrator artboards. For example, I put the shower gel tag in the darker droplets in the center for better visibility. I also simplified the characteristics and put them in the middle to fill a clean white space. And that's the final design done. thank you so much for joining me on this random journey today. I hope you liked this video and that it maybe inspired you for your own designs. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like. Please subscribe for more creative content. Oh yeah, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any updates. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!